You guys are stupid.
What the
You're
fuck?
Stinky.
The first 5 seconds, really. Okay. All right. I get you,
You're,
Harpreet.
you're stupid and stinky.
I change your name.
How do I? No. Hell no.
Guys, come on. You
I'll
have to have.
change my own.
Okay, well, you guys have to have better. Look at my name. My name is a reference to a show that I haven't watched, but I know the memes of. Preet Boy McGee. God damn it, that's a good one. Shit, I probably would have thought of that down the line.
Dan to Danny.
The Prettiest Priest. And
Prettiest pre.
then we got Boring Alley over there.
I can change Allie's name.
What the hell? What do you mean you could change their name? You think she'll notice?
I don't know if she'll notice.
The Stinky.
You stinky.
Or she has her headset on this whole time and she's listening into us. She's like, you little shits.
When I get back there, fuck your shit up.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't. Hopefully she has her like headset on the side and we'll see if she notices or not.
I will fuck your shit up, okay?
uh,
I go to pee and I just hear you guys changing my name. Oh, willy-nilly.
It's a good thing you recorded, Harpreet. We got the funny. The perfect fucking timing. Hello, good listeners. Welcome back to another Poop podcast episode featuring me, Dan to Danny, the cursed guy from that anime. We got Preet Boy McGee. The prettiest boy, it's debatable, but you know, self-proclaimed.
prettiest pre.
The prettiest Preet, still debatable. And then we got Allie
Fucking
the
dare
Gator.
you.
You dare interrupt my intro? Preet Boy McGee?
Dan to Danny.
That's right. It's clever, isn't it? And Allie the Gator. Harpreet, you already said hi. Allie, say hi.
Hello.
And we welcome you to more shenanigans with three of the most special people you know. Can we say that on the podcast? HR, what do you say? What do you think?
I don't care. I don't know.
Okay, sounds like I'm in the clear and I'm not losing my job. For today, we're gonna start off with just something real quick. I gotta get off my chest. I was late by a good 30 minutes for today's session because I joined my mother. She wanted company to go have her tire changed or fixed up because she ran over a nail or something. I won't name the institution that did it. They know who they are. But I don't know how long it normally takes to get a tire out and fill it and whatnot. But you two, do you think it would take 2 hours to do that? Or an hour and 45 minutes?
I've had my car for exactly, what, 6 months or something? I haven't had to do anything with it,
Okay.
so I don't know.
I think the last time I had a problem with the tire, it took 15 minutes for them to take the nail out, reseal it, and then I was literally on my way.
Yeah, see, that's my expectation too. 30 minutes at the most, right? But 2 hours. I think I'm gonna exaggerate, maybe like an hour and 45 minutes of waiting for just that. They popped the hood of my mother's car for some reason. I don't know why. To just fix that tire. So hence why I was like 30 minutes late. And like I said, like the appointment was at 9:30. She had an appointment too. It wasn't a walk-in. So they were expecting her. They were expecting what to do. So to me, it just baffles me as to why it would have taken that long. I'm no mechanic either, but I have friends that are mechanics, and I guarantee they can get that job. Well, they could have gotten the job done much sooner than 2 hours. Of course, there's plenty of reasons as to why that could have been. Could have been short-staffed. They did have a few cars already they were working on, but come on, man. 30
mean,
minutes to fix just a nail in the tire. Harper, you already said 15 minutes is all it took. And again, that should be the expectation, I think. And I'll probably message my mechanic buddy later and ask him, hey, how long would it take? And if he tells me anything less than 30 minutes, I don't know how to feel about that. What do you think, Harper? Ali, you still haven't experienced car troubles yet. But what do you think, Harper?
Should, I mean, 30 minutes maximum,
Right.
but like, I don't know. Why would they open her hood? Why
I
would
know.
they
Why
were
would they open her hood if it's a tire problem? If you came specifically for a tire problem, there should be no reason to open the hood.
Right, my thoughts exactly. Like so what happened was, right, we drove over, right? Me, my brother, and my mother, right? Because we just wanted to give my mother company while she did that. We drove over, we dropped it off, right? We left at like 9:30. I thought, okay, that's too easy. It should take 30 minutes. I'll get back home before like 10:30. Plenty of time to just do what I need to and then jump on the podcast. Right, so we get there, we drop it off, we walk over to Jack in the Box. We sit down, we chat, we get our food, we eat it, we chat some more, and then we walk by, right? That's already like a good 30 minutes that we spent, right? And as we're walking back, we look over and we can see that after 30 minutes, they barely drove my mother's van into the actual shop. Mind you, before we went in there were already like at least 2 or 3 empty bays. And nothing changed when we saw it barely go in after 30 minutes. Right? My mother was saying, oh, look at that. They're probably, okay, well, it shouldn't be long now, I guess. They're just going to raise it, take the nail out, fill it, and that'll be that. Like, all right, cool. You know what? Let's stop by Dunkin' Donuts. I'll buy some donuts for the family. Because, I'm craving a donut. We do that, right? We chat, we order. We stick around there for a little bit longer, chat some more. We walk our way back. And when we get inside, they're just barely raising my mom's vehicle, my mom's van. We go, okay, that's weird. But whatever, it shouldn't take long now. Just boop, poke out the nail, close off the hole, and good to go. Right? Another 30 minutes go by, right? We're already past like the hour mark. And me and my brother were talking the whole time, and we look up and we see like, why do they have the hood open? What's the point of that? They're just changing a nail. And granted, we were looking the whole time. We're not mechanics. We don't know why they would need to do that. If they were checking for something else out of courtesy, I don't know. We'll never know because they never told us. But yeah, like a full hour has passed, and well, I didn't see any of the work done, but I'm sure they did something by that point. It was funny because we got to see them lower it after the hour mark, and we're like, oh, okay, look, they're almost done. They only lowered it halfway, and they left it there. And we're like, okay, weird. And then another 30 minutes go by before they finally lower it again, and they take it out of the bay. And all right, cool, they're done though. They'll come out here, or they'll text my mom at any moment, and that'll be that. Nothing for another 10 minutes before the mechanic working on it comes back inside and finally tells my mom, all right, we're finally done. It was a long process for what I assumed was an easy job, right? Again, I'm no mechanic, dear listener, dear viewer. I wouldn't know what it takes to do what mechanics do on a daily basis. But from what I've been hearing, patching up a tire doesn't take too long, especially in a shop. What are your thoughts after hearing my little story, Ali Harpreet? Fascinating.
I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like ineptitude.
Ineptitude? Oh, geez. Okay, that's
I mean, it's you're going in for one reason and one reason only,
mm-hmm.
and they were expecting you guys.
You're correct. It was an appointment and everything.
It's also the fact that they opened the hood for a tire patch.
Yeah, that's
Like,
concerning.
Mm-hmm.
unless they're looking to rack up charges or rack up like services, then they shouldn't be opening the hood at all.
Yeah, me and my brother were making jokes, right? We're like, dude, why'd they open the tire? I don't know, man. What if they like fucked something up and now they're trying to fix it, right? Like we look up at one moment, all of a sudden they're like drilling into the bottom of the car, wrenching it, like hammer and everything. They're wiping sweat off their brow. They're talking to each other really fast, right?
Speaking in Spanish.
Yeah. All right, we go, oh, that's weird. We talk some more. We look back up again, and all of a sudden we're seeing them with a blowtorch, like at the bottom of the vehicle, trying to fix something. I don't know how I'd react if I saw that, you know? Like,
What are you doing? What
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
doing? It's for a tire patch.
I'd be like, what the fuck did you guys do?
We're giving you a whole new car.
No, it'd be better if they like looked at me deadpan in the face, the blowtorch still in hand, like we're fixing your tire. Okay.
My God.
Okay. You guys are the mechanics. And the bill comes out to like $4,000. Like, what the fuck is this?
It's $20.
Yeah, is that $20?
That's
Instead
$20.
of a 4K. Like, what happened? What did you guys do? Yeah, but we'll never know. We'll never know. I think it was my fault. I brought this into the universe because I already had bad experience with this fucking place. I went there years ago to get my brakes like fixed because they were squeaky as all hell. And they said, "Oh, okay, no worries. It's gonna be just like this much money." Like, fuck, that's a lot. Whatever, fix it. And then they do. I go out driving. The very next day, it's still squeaking. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So I go back to them. Hey, my brakes are still squeaking. Like, what's happened? Like, oh, sorry. We'll take a look at it again today. They did, and they called me, and they have the fucking audacity to say, "Hey, we're gonna need extra parts for like the nuts or stuff that we use. It's gonna be this much extra." And I was flabbergasted, like, you fuckers messed up the job, and now you're gonna charge me more for your fuck up? At the time, I was young. I had the money, so I was like, okay, sure. But in reality, I should have been, no. Why am I being charged extra for your fuck up? Fix it. Figure it out. And ever since that day, I've lived in shame and hatred. Like, how did I allow myself to pay extra for their mistakes? And my only solution was, there's only one thing I can do. I can just never go there ever again because they suck, and they've been sucking. Today they just proved how much I hate them is just rectified.
My suggestion to you is to go to America's Best. They're not sponsors, but America's Best Tires
Not yet.
is where I get my tires at, or Costco. Those are the two options, but Costco doesn't have my tires, so I have to go to America's Best. But they have a really good warranty. When I had my tire had a nail in it and it was leaking air, they fixed it for free. 15 minutes. You know, they got good guys. Their tires aren't expensive. I went a second time to get new tires, and yeah, they're good. They're good tires, good people. They don't charge a lot.
Oh, that's nice. They charged me up
They-
the ass for my fucking not the
Because they're
one you said,
Firestone.
not just what?
They're Firestone.
How do you know? How did you know? I didn't tell you. How did you know, Harpreet? I didn't tell you who it was.
Ah, lucky guess.
Lucky guess my ass. What the hell? You got surveillance cameras on me?
It's a lucky guess. It's just a
No,
lucky
you said
guess.
it with absolute confidence. How did you know?
It's a lucky guess. I mean, it's Firestone.
This is
there's-
strange. What the hell, Harpreet?
It's not Costco. What's the other one? There's another one. Les
Oh
Schwab
yeah, Les Schwab.
Schwab.
That's what I go
or
to
Les
now
Schwab.
because they have yet. I haven't used their services yet, but they fill my air for free,
But they're
so it's nice.
cheaper. They're
Good,
cheaper too, and they also have like more options.
good. I'm never go. Well, now that you've exposed them, Harpreet, I guess I'll say it. I hate Firestone. They've failed me consistently. At least at this location. I hope and pray that the other Firestone locations around the world aren't as bad as this one.
No, they're all just as bad.
Really? Okay, so that you said it. Not
We'll
me.
never get sponsored by them.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't accept their sponsorship. They suck. All right, too
But
late.
Costco, America's Best. You know, yeah, my phone number is somewhere out there on the internet.
So if they want to sponsor us, yeah, sure. But yeah, Les Schwab, they haven't failed me yet. I haven't really given them too much work, but you know, I go to them now. I go to them. I don't trust Firestone for shit. What else was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say something, then you caught me completely off guard by confidently, quote unquote, guessing which one I went to.
I have little birdies.
I'm gonna fucking search around now for hidden cameras.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah, the birds are government drones.
They're drones.
They're drones. They're government drones. And by government, they mean my drones.
Yeah, Harpreet is the government.
No, I'm not the government. Far from that.
Yeah, okay. You don't want the real big boys after you.
No. Government, leave me alone. I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I'm a good citizen.
He is the prettiest of preets.
It's the prettiest of preets.
But yeah, that is my story of Firestone just consistently failing me. And yeah, I prayed for my mother who still goes there for some reason. But Les Schwab is the way to go for now, for me at least, until I America's Best. I might visit it since I have your recommendation now. But yeah, that is my story. Now we're gonna move on to the main topic. Sorry, dear listeners and viewers. I just wanted to talk about that to my two buddies. As you know, what, viewer, you're also my friend now, so I wanted to talk to it about.
That's
I
how you
can't
start a
speak.
parasocial relationship.
What the heck is a Google? What is a parasocial relationship? Boom. A one-sided connection between a fan or audience member and a celebrity fiction. Okay. I guess. I mean, I'm the one being the weirdo, technically, befriending someone who may or may not actually be listening. I would be the instigator for this parasocial relationship, right? Because like I'm calling them the friend, and it's like only our third podcast. They must think I'm a weirdo by now.
If you say so. I mean,
You're supposed to give me an olive branch.
I got no olive branches. I don't even have any branches.
Keep it real, Allie. Keep it real. Harpreet, what are your thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts.
Thank you for that. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that to my dear friends. Yes, dear listener, that includes you. But we're gonna move on to the main topic now. Now that we've ended that little small talk. So my topic that was brought to my attention by my own brother, which I found fascinating as well as rather sad the more I thought about it, is, are relationships sustained only through their convenience? What are your initial thoughts? We'll go with Harpreet first.
Sustained as in, what do you mean?
So, do you sustain a relationship? That doesn't mean just romantic. It means friendly relations, different kinds. You know, from even familial. Do you think they're just only sustained because of the convenience? Once they become inconvenient, do they naturally just fade away or die?
Kinda depends on the level of convenience. So, I mean, in this, I guess, day and age, everything's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
The internet exists. Texting is no longer per you're not charged per text anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Phone calls are unlimited. Almost every major carrier, even the what do they call it? MMOs or something like that. The Mint and Visible and Boost. Those all have unlimited plans now, so it's like everything's convenient. I don't think it's if you went back to like the 90s or the early 2000s where, not everyone had smartphones, not everyone had unlimited plans, then I would say it would be a lot more based on convenience. Because it's based on your proximity to the person, it's based on physical proximity to the person, and also how strong that relationship was when you were in that locale. So if, let's say, like, your family, even if you move away, you still have a strong bond to them. In my case, at least, I still talk to them once a week. I still text them. I still get stuff from them. I still send stuff to them. The relationship is still there. It's just I just don't see them as often. That's it. And when I do see them, it feels like that relationship's back again. It's the same case when I go back home and see my friends back at home. It's like starting back where we left off.
Okay.
Just because of the constant communication, or like the levels of communications that we have now.
Right. And let me ask you this. Do you think the majority of people share the same sentiments that you do? That they do what exactly you do?
No, I
Exactly.
don't think so.
Correct. So, for you personally, it's fine because you take advantage of the convenience. You are a good person. However, in a broader,
I don't do it all the time. I
well, it
don't do it
doesn't
with
matter.
most
Once a
people.
week is
It's
still
just,
more often than so many people. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
there's
I
so
know
many
that.
so many stories and people out there, right? Where they have that convenience and yet they still don't. You've seen plenty of stories, and not just online. I'm sure you've met a few people who feel guilty that, oh, I haven't called my parents in so and so months, so and so years, and yet they still have that convenience, and yet they don't. And not just that, but for the most part, like, say like your cousins. So you text every single one of your cousins to maintain your relationship, to maintain those
Uh,
relationships.
it's not as often as you think. So like,
What's
two
this?
of my cousins play on Xbox or go on Discord, or I keep in contact with them like Facebook, even though I hate Facebook. I
You a
I
bum
only
about it,
keep
huh?
it because my cousins and my family are on there. Um, and it's not like I talk to them once a week. It's like once a month to once every couple of months. Just depends on the occasion, depends on the situations we're in, or if we need advice. Typically, it's like I get reached out to, and then that communication starts again, and it lasts for like a week, and then it dies down again.
Okay,
And
so
that's
mhm.
that's the typical like cycle. It's like every couple months, text these people, or I get a text, or something's happening, and I go to this old group chat and go, guys, you hear about this?
It's
Or
actually good.
like, I mean, I'm getting to that age where I have friends that are dying. I have teachers that are dying. I have a lot of these things that are happening where I go, oh, I need to talk to people about this.
Yeah, that
And
is
so I
sad
talk to the people that I also shared those
experiences with, right?
memories with.
Oh, well, we're gonna go off on a tangent because, like, yeah, that just reminds me, like, I forgot about this. Like, there's only two times where actually two teachers that I really liked passed away. One was well, maybe not a teacher. She was a librarian, right? I think she got breast cancer or some kind of cancer, right? Um, she survived it, but she died later on. I think natural causes. I don't remember specifically, but I still remember her name, Miss Peach Day. I used to go to the library a lot in elementary school, uh, and I would try to help out whenever she'd let me, dust the books or whatever. In elementary school, I wasn't exactly a popular kid, and I just wanted to roam around and keep myself busy during recess and lunchtime. But she appreciated me, and I remember we had a somewhat decent bond, right? Uh, I eventually donated the Diary of the Wimpy Kids books to the library, and I guess it was the first time in a very long time. She was happy about it, and then she pulled out the old donated by stickers. I know it's been a while since someone donated a book because them shits were dusty. Like that entire drawer was covered in dust. And, the pride I felt when she like slapped that sticker on there and like wrote my name on, I was like, oh, and I started. And ever since that first book, I donated the rest that came out after I read them. I was like, oh, this is a good book. I know other people like it. But then she got I'm assuming it's breast cancer. I think during like fourth or fifth grade, and so she was gone for like a solid year. It sucked because when she came back, I don't know if I was in fifth or sixth grade, but man, I must have fucked her up because she didn't remember anymore after that. You know, I came in and I was like, "Oh, Miss Peach Day, it's good to see you back. Oh, I'm so happy to see you again." She goes, "Oh, hello there. Who are you?" I remember like, oh, feeling so bad. I was like, dude, I was too young to understand. I know that much. But the betrayal I felt, like, dude, I've been helping around. I've donated books. We've had like all these cool like conversations about life and this and that. And now I get the whole who am I? And like I said at the time, elementary school, I wasn't a popular kid. I wasn't exactly memorable. So the fact that Miss Peach Day for like the 3 years that we did know each other pretty well, that I was memorable to somebody. It really lit up my day. But when she eventually forgot who I was, it hit hard, and I stopped going to the library after that. And then a couple years later, I was in middle school. And someone I went to elementary school with, she was like a year ahead of me, uh, randomly came up to me and said, "Hey, did you hear?" Well, hear what? I hear a lot of things. Your voice, the birds. What am I hearing? And she told me like, "Oh, Miss Peach Day died." I was like, "Oh, fuck." I didn't know how to feel at that point. I guess this does tie back, right? Because I didn't keep up with Miss Peach Day. I didn't check in on her anymore because I couldn't. I'm not in elementary school anymore. I didn't go to that elementary school anymore. So, I didn't know how to feel anymore. Like I forgot all about Miss Peach Day ever since that year. And then all of a sudden, the jarring memory of like, oh, she died. Like, oh, the flood of memories. Like, oh shit. Like it's only like a couple years, few years that I got to know her, but even then, she was cool, and the sense of betrayal of like I was forgotten, and then just not thinking about it ever again since then. I don't know. Fill my tiny little middle school brain with like confusion, I guess. Started thinking about like, well, what am I feeling right now? Like, do I feel sad? Do I feel indifferent? It was the inconvenience, right? That I didn't go to that elementary school. The inconvenience that she forgot who I was. It wasn't her fault, you know. And I see that now. Well, I saw that years after middle school, but still, it was weird. Should I have kept up with Miss Peach Day? Should I have, you know? At one point, we were friends. Me and the nice librarian. Should I have kept up that bond? Just a friendship, like in persona. One of my confidants. I don't know. Just something to think about. What do you guys think?
I think that relationships, whether they be familial, friendships, any other sort of connection that you make with someone, uh, are work on both ends. So I don't think any one person should take any blame for not keeping up a relationship. If anybody wanted to know how someone was doing, it's easy to reach out, especially in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad when you hear a connection you once had with someone is no longer there.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Preet, your thoughts?
Life happens. Things happen. You can't control any of it. There's literally no control other than what you can do, what somebody else does, what other people do, what groups do, what organizations do. You have no control over that. The only thing you can do is do what you can do. If you wanted to change in a relationship, or if you wanted to keep in contact, you have to do it.
I think it would have been weird having I was like 8 years old at the time, trying to get the contact information of my librarian.
Well, it's not even that. It's, I mean, okay. In the context of going to elementary school and having a teacher, a librarian, somebody from the yard duty, whoever it is, having a connection like that sort of ends, and then it ends when you leave elementary school, because the likelihood of you going back to that elementary school is completely up to you. It's whether you want to do that. But you were too young. You weren't in middle school. For me, I went back to my elementary school when I was in high school so that I could tutor kids.
Oh wow.
So I saw teachers I had in elementary school when I was there as a high schooler about to graduate. So for me, it's a different. I lived near both my high school and my elementary school. I was walking distance from both of them. So they were in the same neighborhood. They're literally like less than a half mile apart. So I had the opportunity to do things like that, where I could go back. But I only did it for a year. After that year was up, I didn't do that tutor program again. Not because I didn't want to, it was because I ended up moving to San Jose. So it was not in even the same neighborhood. I didn't drive, I didn't have a car. I couldn't maintain that. For me, it was circumstances I could have changed, but I didn't because other things in life were happening.
Yeah,
You
that is
can't
true.
control the course of life, is all I'm saying.
That is true. Very, very true. But yes, that was a slight tangent. Again, like you just the mention of dead teachers or like passing away teachers just like opened up like a small little rivet in my brain. I was like, oh shit, I remember this.
So that's that's what we're here for,
Yeah.
my guy.
To talk. But yes, back on topic, back on track. What were we saying about the convenience of certain bonds? So, like I was saying, I was gonna say, Harpreet, you go above and beyond with maintaining relationships. Like you are probably like one of the very few people that I've ever known.
No, I don't think I do, because there's a lot of friends that I used to talk to
Mm-hmm.
that I don't talk to anymore. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people I knew
And why's that?
that I don't talk to anymore.
And why's that?
Just because
Because it's
life.
inconvenient.
No, not even inconvenient. Because I'm saying that the world is convenient now.
Well, no, the world
That's
is.
my
Hold
stand.
on. I was gonna get there, but continue. Finish your thought.
I'm saying, in my standing argument is that the world, everything that we can do on the internet makes it convenient for us to communicate and to socialize and to keep in contact with people that you want to keep in contact with. I'm saying that I lost communication with a bunch of people because I didn't want to.
Mm.
The people that I don't talk to anymore, or I don't consistently talk to, well, I shouldn't say consistently. The people I just don't talk to at all, that I will not even answer their texts, that I will not even read their messages, are the people I don't want to have in my life anymore.
Well, yeah,
The
that's
people that I will respond to, even if I haven't talked to them in a couple of years, if I respond to you, I still hold some relationship.
right. Okay. So yes, going on that, right? You're right. We have I already agree with you on that part. It's extremely convenient to be able to contact people in this day and age, a text, an email, Skype, whatever. And yet, with that convenience, there's still so many people out there that still do not reach out to their friends, family, or whatever, whether it be months, whether it be years, or at all. That's why I'm saying, like, you are one of the few people who I've seen try really hard to maintain relationships. And heck, you might not even think you're trying hard, but you're doing more than I would argue most people do with trying to maintain. Even people who you wouldn't really interact with physically a lot, since they probably live far away, you still maintain those friendships or relationships more so than I assume the average person does. You know what I mean? Like you said, I'll use this example, right? The convenience of being only one text away, and yet my sister does not text me anymore, right? I'm the one who constantly sends her texts, hello, and that lasted maybe like 2, 3 months before her lack of response said, you know what, I'll wait for her to send something. Never did. So not only that, but there are plenty of like cousins and friends, right? Which I personally had that I contact, I talk to, and then because I left high school, right, uh, they just stopped texting me, right? I'll text them occasionally, they'll give me a few responses. That's that. The conversation become dry, and I'm not sure it's because the status of our relationship it's different, right? It's now inconvenient in the fact that I'm no longer a strong part of their lives, so they'd rather spend the time with people who are, or other circumstances. It doesn't matter, right? Life is life. But at the same time, instead of, I guess the term inconvenient isn't the right word anymore. Like circumstances, right, will separate people, will slowly wither bonds until now it's like I ask myself, should I message this individual? What would I even talk about? How long will the conversation even go? I doubt it's gonna last long, like that long. Am I gonna get good responses back? Am I gonna get dry? This and that. And all of a sudden, I think, is it worth it anymore? And I'm not sure how many people around the world share that sentiment, if there's different reasons why they don't contact people anymore, or if they let their bonds die. But I guess inconvenient is the wrong way to phrase it now that I've spoken to you. The right word now is like what circumstances will cause relationships and bonds to dissipate. And yeah, there's the obvious ones, right? I just don't like the person, or they said or did something I don't agree with, so I'm not gonna talk to them anymore. This and that. But I'm talking more because like the convenience of it is more natural. So I think like what natural things happen in which bonds, friendships, relationships just slowly peter out.
I mean, this is something I've heard said multiple times throughout high school, throughout college, or throughout the time at the JC, throughout the time I had in university, is that the friends that you make in those times of your lives are the people that you're surrounded with because you're forced to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you're out of those situations, you have to make the choice.
Hmm.
Who do you still keep in contact with? Like for me, from high school to San Jose State, there was a lot of people I lost contact with. But when I went back to the community college, they were there. So I still have friends. But it was also, in that sense, convenient because I was back home. That's a sense of convenience because I already had those friends. I already knew people. I already had those situations. And then I was in class with people that I didn't know at all. I had very few classes where I had friends or people that I knew. Like I had an English class where a person I met in kindergarten that I was friends with since kindergarten was in that class. But I also had situations where I had nobody. So I had to make new friends. I still had to make those connections. I still had to network. It's basically networking in college. But the same thing happened when I went from the community college to university. When I went to university, all those connections I made at the community college didn't transfer over with me. Only the people that I chose to continue to contact were still there. The matter of convenience is in itself. It's that you're in a class with people that you're forced to be with. You will make friends in those classes. You'll make connections in those classes because you have to. You kind of have to,
In certain
because you're
classes,
sitting next to people. You're working with other people in labs. You're assigned by the professor to talk to your partner next to you. You are given every single opportunity to make a connection with somebody, and it's your choice after that class or after that school or after that workplace or after that whatever that group event to continue that connection. It's convenient in the location that you're in at the immediate at that very moment. It's convenient then. Afterwards, it's a choice.
yeah, no, I agree with that sentiment. I like the idea, right, where you're forced to work together, so it's more convenient, you know, to have good relations, to work together, to build a bond, to like see each other through. And you're right. After that, is it convenient to continue this friendship? Is it convenient to, or worthwhile in this case, to continue this friendship? And man, I don't like that idea because in most cases that I can remember, the JC classes I've taken, no, I haven't kept up with those individuals. I think for the most part it's just because like our personalities and interests would clash too much to the point where we'd be more wary of each other than anything else. So I guess like yeah, it would be inconvenient for in those cases to continue that friendship or just not worthwhile in the end because we wouldn't be able to be friends. Like if we were to go to a bar or something like that and just talk, like it wouldn't really last that long with like our interests, with our personalities, this and that. Pepper, you were gonna say something, right?
There's another like sort of aspect to that, is that when you do make those connections, you get social media from them. You get Facebook, you get Instagram, you get Twitter, you get Snapchat, you get whatever, TikTok. There's some level of social media interaction there where even if you're not physically with them or talking to them every day or talking to them on a regular basis, you're still seeing their life happen. You're still seeing the things they post. You still are seeing their images. You're seeing how they're aging. You're seeing how their life is proceeding. As long as you're actively posting and actively putting things up or like putting stories up or whatever, you still have some semblance of knowing where they are in their lives. So it's not necessarily you can still keep that connection, but it's no longer based on communications. It's based on social media. It's
Social
about
media
seeing
yeah,
their
influence how their
lives.
lives is going. Even then, okay, I
I mean,
haven't thought
kind of,
about it
sort
that
of,
way.
because you can also there's hidden aspects to what people post, because they could post something where they're happily married, but in reality, what is their actual life?
Oh yeah, there's a
Are
lot
they
of
actually happy?
quote
Are
unquote
they?
quote unquote influencers lying, putting on a face while their
Well, it's not
life
even
is
that.
very good.
It's
Well, not
people
even.
have.
Well, yeah, not even. I'm just saying as an example, right? Not doesn't have to always be influencers. Anybody can like put on a fake show, you know, give the impression that their life is this way when it's this when in reality it's going that way, this and that. But yeah. Sorry, continue.
Um, it was what was I gonna say? It was, you can see their lives happen, but will not necessarily know how they are doing. You can see visually what they are doing, but not the how.
Right.
unless they're very vocal about it. If you have their Twitters, you can see vocally what they're thinking of. 'Cause Twitter is a hotbed of, or whatever the new one, Blue Sky. You can read what they're thinking, and then there's people that are absolutely brutally honest about how their lives are going, and then there's other people that hide behind a wall of text or images or videos.
Yep. So, in those cases, I don't really like relying on just because of that fact, right? Like they could be, you know, telling the truth, right? Showing like everything they think, everything they feel, everything, how their life is going, or they could be like hiding behind a facade, like convince whoever they want to convince for whatever reason that they're doing better than when they're not. It doesn't have to be like extreme. It could just be slightly. So that way you never really know like their mindset, their true mindset, or who they really are. So I don't really like inferring off of just social media. Like you said, there's some people out there who are open book and they will gladly show and admit and tell whatever is on their mind. And that's totally fine. That's great. But unless I know that person 100%, then, I don't really like relying on what they post on social media as gospel.
I think having there's the aspect of social media of where you interact, and those interactions that you have with them can lead to conversation and having uh, communication with this individual, whoever they are, whether they're somebody you know personally or somebody you knew personally or just a random person online. Having that post or having that image come out or the video, whatever the post is, and having that interaction can develop a relationship and develop communication between a group of people. And so even if you have these posts like, oh, like happily married, you have the picture of the engagement ring, or you have the picture of getting a puppy or a kid or just traveling, you could say something about it. And if communication derives from there forward, it's a way of talking and communicating and socializing that I think there's a balance to it all. There are the people that you interact with just for the likes, and there's the people that you interact with for the communication. Even if there's a hidden meaning behind how, or not hidden, but if they're not necessarily showing everything that they're feeling or thinking in their posts, the interaction that you can have with that post can lead to the communication of knowing how they feel and how they think.
So, again, yeah, we're just there's a lot of different circumstances that can be put behind social media, and whether it's inference, whether it's directly from the person, whether they're telling the truth, whether they're lying. There's a lot of different aspects that go into it. I guess I'll just have to give it to you where you can, like, whatever they decide to post, you can just believe, right? You can believe they're having a happy life, and you can see how they're doing in life. You have more conversation topics like, hey, I saw on Instagram that you went to this location. Oh, how was that? This and that. And oh, I saw on your Instagram that you're married and you have a kid. Oh, how was that like? Oh, talk to me about your kid, your husband, your wife, whatever. Oh, you were posting on Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever, that you're down to the dumps because your sibling is in the hospital, this and that. And I guess, yeah, from that, just those conversations, like opening up conversations, you can rebuild. I wouldn't say rebuild. You can strengthen,
Develop.
Yeah, there we go. That's a better word. Develop, strengthen, embolden the friendship,
Enhance.
relationship, whatever it is, bond that you have. And yeah, that's true. And if obviously they're lying, maybe you can break them down to tell the truth. And if they aren't being truthful, well, then at that point, you feel a little closer. You can feel a little closer because, well, they've been telling the truth the whole time. They're a truthful person. We haven't given Ali a chance to speak, Harpreet.
Yeah,
Ali,
Ali.
take it away.
I mean, I have always been consistently really bad with keeping up relationships.
And why is that?
It's mainly because as a teenager, I was always the one to keep up relationships, and after so much time I got tired of it.
Hmm.
Um,
It became
and
inconvenient.
it became
A chore.
wildly inconvenient because it was a lot of me reaching out to people only to get nothing back or to
Oh,
hear
don't I know it?
nothing and I got tired of getting the cold shoulder constantly, so I was like, if they want to talk to me, they'll fucking talk to me. Otherwise, what's the point?
Hell yeah, Ali. Hell yeah, preach it. I'll tell a story regarding that once you're done with your thoughts.
Uh, I keep up with some people, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, even though I don't check a lot of those things anymore, because this is gonna sound really mean. I just don't care.
No, that's fine.
It's kind of the same thing that these people are no longer really a part of my life. They chose not to be. So why do I care what they're doing now when they don't care what I'm doing, when they never cared what I was doing? So it's kind of why go through that loop and that process of trying to check on people when in reality those people don't. They care as much as I do at this point.
Right, right. That is a good topic to have. And yeah, yeah, I can see it. I see it. I've experienced that myself. But anything else you want to add, Ali?
I mean, I'd say the friendship we have is one that I've kept, or one of the ones that I've kept the longest.
Yeah, hard to believe we've been sticking around for years now. The
A
years go
long
by,
time.
huh?
You two have known each other longer than me.
Have we?
Me and
Oh, we.
Danny didn't talk much though when we were part of the old friend group. It was mostly like we both existed in the same area, but we never really talked to each other. And then you guys made that choice of joining me when I left the friend group, which meant the world to me.
Well, let's just say you weren't at fault.
Yeah, you were not at fault, and they were treating it as children.
Yep.
Mm.
Again, that's what I was gonna pivot to right afterwards. But go ahead, continue, Ali, if you have any more thoughts. We would love to hear them.
That's it. Like, I, to this day, I still get shit from my family for being the one that doesn't like to text. I'm not a texter. I prefer to talk over voice like this or uh, in person. So I've always gotten shit for not being the one to be like, hey, how's it going? How's everyone feeling? I mostly, we have a group chat in my family, so I'll check that and that's it. I won't respond to anything. I just check it and I'm like, everyone's doing good. And that's as far as, I don't know why, but I'm just not someone who prefers to check up on people that way because of what you guys were talking about. You never know how people are actually feeling unless you're hearing their voice, talking to them face to face.
Yeah, there's a lot of social cues that aren't existent in text format. You have to. I mean, that's the problem with texting is that
Interpretation, yes.
you always have to interpret it as either at face value. That's how I always retext in face value, unless I really know the person that they're joking or that they're being sarcastic or they're being
Even I don't
stupid.
like joking around in Texas. There's always a
Yeah, I
chance that
don't
they
like to.
misinterpret it, and I'm like, well, fuck, now I'm the asshole.
Yeah, I don't like joking over text most of the time unless it's shitting on your bed, Danny. But
Obviously, that's ridiculous.
that's a running joke,
Yeah.
so that's fine. But like, it, if it's a relationship you're building up or a relationship that you have disconnected from and connecting again, I don't think text is the best format for that. I see Ali's point of view of talking of actually talking. I mean, you through text you can talk through their voice notes or like audio messages, which I think is something I didn't use before till recently, and that stuff's good. Like that's
That stuff's good.
that stuff's good. That's the good shit.
This is
Like
good shit.
that's the good shit. Like it's the best of both worlds because you can read like a lot of. I mean, on Apple, it'll give you like a transcript. I think Android does the same thing. It gives you a transcript of what the audio message says because they're able to dictate it into text. And that stuff's real good because you can read it and you can hear it. So you can read it and you can read the face value version of it, but then you can hear it and you can hear their tone of voice. You can hear that they're joking, they're being sarcastic, they're being mean, they're being sad. Like you can hear all of that.
I will always be mean when I'm calling you a little shit, Harpreet.
When I shit on your bed, you better know
I'm gonna have a smile on my face.
I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I'm gonna be laughing, and I'm gonna be looking you dead in the eyes.
Your laughs haunt my dreams. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the same way. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, with me, the thing I'm most afraid of is just like dry responses, right? Because at that point, it tells me like, all right, dry responses, they don't care. If anything, I'm being annoying to them or whatever. And then at that
Ooh.
point, I move on. But again,
Don't even-
I could be misinterpreting it, right? I could be misinterpreting it. Like maybe they're busy, maybe they're having a bad time, and it's not a good time to text them. Who knows? I'll never know, of course, unless I speak to them face to face and whatnot. But yeah, it's just weird with communication. Like with the convenience of it, Harpreet, there's still it's ups and downs, which is again just the future. It'll change. It'll fix itself. Whatever. But I was gonna go somewhere with that, and I completely forgot where I was going. I'm lost in the woods now.
I was just going to agree real quick about the dry responses. If someone responds to me only a couple words consistently, then yeah, they don't care. Like, why are we even trying anymore?
Right, and another thing I was gonna agree with you, Ali, is like if I'm always the one fucking texting first, right, and I get like mediocre responses, I'm not gonna be too happy with it, right? And again, if I'm always the one texting first, and I wait like a few days and I text, right, like okay, weird. But at some point, I will stop texting first, right, and then I'll wait. And if they eventually text me, oh, okay, cool. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, he muted himself.
Yeah, he muted himself.
Whoopsies, my bad. Where was I at?
Said texting first if they text
Yeah.
first.
Right. Like if I'm always texting first, right? I'll pause for a little bit, and if they text me back, even just sending me a meme, I'm like, okay, cool, they care, and we'll just go back to it, right? Maybe they're just busy, whatever. However, if like I get dry responses and they don't show anything, I'll stop texting at one point, right? And I'll wait, right? Will they text me? Will they reach out to me? And 9 out of 10 times, well, I'll go 8 out of 10 times. No, they don't text back. And then from there, I say, all right, I wipe my hands. We're done.
I mean,
I'll wait until you text.
there's someone that we know
Yes.
that has consistently gone days without texting me back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we give him a lot of shit for
Mr.
it, yeah.
J.
Mr. J,
yeah.
he,
Mr. J.
I give him the benefit of the doubt mostly because I know how he is, but also there are times where I'll text him and I'll be like, I'm not gonna hear from him for like a week.
Oh yeah, that's what we
Or
do all the time. Like even in the like we have our own local friend group here, where we just make the jokes. All right, who here's down to go to do this? And then everyone responds except for Mr. J. And
Mr. R and the J.
Mr. RJ Pennyworth, yes.
Mr. R Bitcoin J.
Yeah. And then we'll make the joke, right? Everyone texts, and then someone will be the first. Usually I'll say like, all right, now we gotta wait like 2 to 5 business days for Mr. J to get back to us. And then everyone starts blowing up the chat, like, yup. We won't hear for him for another like 2 weeks. Oh shit, is it a holiday today? All right, yeah, definitely gonna be unbombed. This and that. He's only in the office from like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And eventually, because we blow up the chat, he has no choice but to look at it and go, all right, guys, screw you, and then respond.
Yeah, that's the only way to get a response from him is to spam him, and at that point, I'm exhausted. That's too much effort for me. So I'm like, I'll text him once. If he responds, he responds. If he doesn't, fuck it.
That's what Jordan does. Jordan just spams the absolute garbage out of him. And pretty much he demands a response. RJ doesn't get a choice anymore. Jordan demands a response and he will get it.
That's good. That's good.
So yeah, I
Yeah, but
guess that's the only reason to get the only way to really get to him. Spam him and he'll eventually respond. Sooner than 2 to 5 business days, of course.
so if I want to play Phasmophobia, like tonight, should I start spamming him right now?
Send him one, and then if he doesn't respond in an hour, send him 2 back to back, and then wait another hour, and then 3 back to back. And then when it comes time to actually play, just go ham. Just start typing the alphabet. A, send. B, send. C, send.
Just go in order. Go Q, W, E,
Yeah,
R,
yeah.
T, Y.
And just keep going. He's spam the fuck out of him, and it'll annoy him enough where he will respond. He'll be unhappy, but fuck him for not responding within the last 6 hours, you
Keep
know?
sending his name.
Yeah.
RJ. RJ.
Yeah, exactly.
RJ.
That's what Jordan does. That is what Jordan does.
I mean, we have a group. We have a group message too. Just send it on there.
Oh yeah, he sent what's it
He
called?
sent Merry Christmas
Yesterday, yeah.
yesterday. Yesterday was the 17th.
Dear
Because I
viewer.
brought up how he never texts
Of
back, and
January.
he was like, hold on, I'll check my text messages right now. And he checked all of ours, and he was like, oh yeah, I haven't responded since before Christmas.
I forgot. I even forgot I gave RJ a Christmas present that I have not given to him. I just forgot all
That's
about
good.
it. I hardly talked to him. Every now and then, like once a week, it's been where I've been able to talk to him. Maybe once every 10 days, maybe. Who knows? Damn, we really tried to keep it just Mr. J, and I biffed it, and then from there it's over. We've now exposed RJ.
He'll join us eventually.
Yeah,
Oh, I hope this is the one podcast episode he watches.
Oh, he has. I sent him the other two.
Good for him. I hope he gets this one too. And the first thing he does when he joins, like, so I saw episode 3, and I don't really appreciate what you guys said.
Oh, we talked about him in episode 2 too.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we said RJ.
Viewers, do not hate on our good buddy RJ. He's the funniest dude I've ever met. But
he owes me a
can be-
Bitcoin.
he can be pretty. He also owes people a lot of money. By people,
A lot of money.
I mean our pre. What was I gonna? You interrupted me. Now I don't remember what I was gonna say. Dear viewer, he is a good man, funny man, very humble. I hate it when he gets humble because he overdoes it, and not in the humble brag type of way, like legit humble. And he deserves the praise he gets, even though he vehemently like shoves it back, like the little shit that he is. But
Shit on his bed.
hopefully, dear viewer, you will see him be featured on this podcast eventually.
it'll be a lot of well.
Yeah. And a lot. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he gets microphone shy. And you can't tell this viewer, but again, Ali just sent it in a group chat right now ahead of time. If he wants to play Phasmophobia, we will remind her by the end of this podcast session to send him another message, because God knows he will not be seeing this first one.
Oh no. Or he'll open it,
Guaranteed.
and then he'll close his phone and not respond.
Because he'll forget, yeah. I've done that 1 or 2 times, I do admit. But he takes it overboard. Alright, moving on from good old R of J. R son of J.
R of the J.
Argelius J. Unius. I can't really think of any other names for RJ. But yeah, enough of that. Hopefully you'll see him soon, Beer. Where was I going before mentioning RJ?
We
that was it.
No, I was
yeah.
okay. I remember. No, I don't. That was a complete lie. I thought I remembered. I don't. I don't know how that happened, but I'm embarrassed. I was agreeing with Ali with something. All right, never mind. I did get past that part already. Oh yeah, if they don't text first, like if I've been texting first and they don't text first, then I feel a little underappreciated.
I do a thing like if I want to check in with someone, I'm sure because I do it with a few other people too, but or if I want to be like, hey, or like check in or whatever, I'll send a TikTok.
Yeah, that too. Like I said, just a meme, even a meme. You send that to me. It's like, ah, sweet. They're thinking of me.
Which
Which
who
in this
knows
day and
if
age is
I'll
good.
be able to do anymore since TikTok is about to go
Apparently,
bye
yeah.
bye.
I heard that. I didn't know that until like the memes came out about like TikTok refugees moving on to like other fucking apps.
Onto an actual like Chinese app. Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I mean, people will be people. But
The entirety of Gen Alpha just said, "Fuck you. We're going to China. We will learn Mandarin."
yeah,
They're
that's a
like, I'm
hard language
helping
to learn.
this kid with his English homework. He's teaching me Mandarin.
Fuck it, dude. Honestly, I think Chinese influence is getting really strong. Like even Marvel Rivals, right? It's made by a Chinese game company.
It's owned by Tencent.
I mean,
That means nothing to me.
League of Legends.
yeah,
Ew.
there's also talk of banning games by Tencent.
Yeah, there's that too.
That's what the government thinks.
So the government says.
We'll see. We'll see what the future
not-
holds. I don't want to
it's-
like jump the gun on things.
It's not like Facebook and Instagram or Meta in general and Twitter don't collect your data and sell
They
it
do.
off as well.
I don't use either
So
one of those.
you use Instagram.
Oh shit. It's over
It's
for
Meta.
me. It's over for
They
me.
do sell your data.
Fuck them. Well, it is what it is.
Biden's not going to institute the ban. Like he's not going to enforce it. But he's only going to be there for a day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to Mr.
Good old Trump.
Trump.
Like I said, we'll see what the future holds. For now, we'll get back on topic. I was also gonna mention, yeah, going off on that's what I was gonna mention. Going back to that part where text first. So, we mentioned earlier about the old friend group, right? I guess I'll call him the leader of that friend group. Kind of cut ties with me because I sided with Ali. Because in my genuine opinion, after hearing the whole story, Ali is not in the wrong. It was my once good buddy that was in the wrong, and he handled it like a child. And instead of cutting ties with Ali, I still talk to her, still play games with her, and we're good friends still. Obviously, the child did not like that for some reason, and he just cut ties with me, which is fine. I mean, at this point, I don't really care. It sucks because we've known each other since middle school. And we were working kind of. I want to say kind of. We worked on a story together, like just a really shitty little mini comic strip, but it had potential. Like my vision for it, it had potential. And it's just a shame, right? Because like we were really passionate about this story. We joked around when we wrote it, but at the end of the day, it's one cohesive story that we could get potentially a season out of. Now that's up in flames. We'll never work on it again because the child just refuses to interact with me anymore. I'm the one who texted him first and asked him, "Hey man, where you at? Hey, when can we hang out? When can I visit? This and that." And every now and then I get a response of later, or I'll let you know when, or I'm busy, and would never actually tell me when we can hang out. So recently, last month, I actually got to speak to him. Not from his
Mm.
own accord. RJ tricked us both into playing Phasmophobia together with him. And let me tell you right now, it was jarring, it was awkward, and you can easily tell me and the child were both pretending that everything was okay. Right? It was obvious. RJ has not tried to get us to play games together since. For I assume the same
RJ should
reason
have
that it
not
was.
done that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's I mean, I don't mind it. It's like, okay, cool, I can finally talk to this douchebag. And again, like the awkwardness, the fact that we were both forcing ourselves to pretend that everything was okay, right? Was should have been evident. And yeah, it was a game, it was a session. Afterwards, right, when we were finished up, I offered the olive branch one more time to the child, and I asked him, "All right, just let me know when I can visit, man. We haven't seen each other in a while. Let's get together and finish that story, man." And he goes, "Yeah, sure. I'll let you know when I'm not busy. It's been a month. That motherfucker does nothing with his life. I know he's not busy." So at that
Yeah, I was
point,
gonna say.
I just cut ties with him. I said, "All right, you know what? You're not my friend anymore." Up until that point, I still believed we were friends. We're not. And it sucks. It really sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. He wants to be a child, then he can be a child. If he grows up one day, I'm willing to hear him out once he reaches out to me. But until then, you know, it is what it is. Another story. Another
Yeah.
story, my friends.
I got a story about the child too.
Oh, I know that
We
story. I
should.
think I already know what story you're talking about. But go for
I'm
it.
curious,
Yeah.
but I'm wondering if we should not talk about this on a podcast.
What do you mean? We're not
Mm,
outing. We're not outing the child.
The child.
This
Uh,
one, I know for a fact. I'm not going to say their name.
oh yeah, no. This
At least,
child I worked with.
yeah, I knew this was going to be the story. Let me hear it.
So
Let the viewer hear it.
so I worked with him. He the whole reason we're friends, the three of us, is because of him.
Oh yeah, that is without a doubt. Yeah.
So without him, I would not know you two. I would not know RJ. I would not know Jordan. I wouldn't know anybody. He had introduced me to everybody in a way, but I didn't talk to both of you. At the time, Danny was using a beeper.
That was beautiful. I missed that beeper for a mic.
the beeper mic, and then I barely talked to Ali. I did not know Ali at all. I was like, okay, cool.
there's a lady among this group of boys.
Yeah, there is a woman in the group of boys. Everyone else was a boy because I've also worked with another person in that group, and they are both children. I think maybe are still both children. I know one's definitely a child. But worked with this person, became friends with him, started playing games with them, with the whole group. A lot of Smite, a lot of Rainbow Six, Siege. I don't know what else. You guys play a lot of Roblox or whatever.
I only did because they forced me to.
Yeah,
I
they
played
were.
one game of Roblox with you guys, and I was like, this is
For children.
Hmm.
children. Yeah, this
To
is
be
for
fair,
children.
for the most part, yeah, it is. Like there are still one or two that are actually pretty fun to play, but not for too long.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't for me.
Oh, without a doubt, it's fine. It's not very. Even I don't like.
Fortnite, I guess it was the same thing with Fortnite. I was like, this is not fun.
Yeah, it's just a shooter. It's just a battle royale.
Oh, it's yeah, no. Played a bunch of games, ended up leaving. He got fired for not showing up enough, I think. He called out a lot. The other child at the time, I don't know how he is now.
If it's the same one we're thinking about, he's doing all right. I mean,
All right, okay.
we'll talk about him after the podcast.
Um, he had an injury and so couldn't work anymore.
Well, that's
Um,
acceptable.
yeah, which is fine. I got his perspective, but the child,
Yeah, the child's inexcusable.
just kept calling out, not showing up, ended up getting fired. I ended up moving on to another job, and I got my old manager and one of my buddies that I knew from high school a job there. And they loved me for that. They loved me because my manager was solid, like just a solid guy. And my buddy was also a solid guy. So we were dependable. We showed up every day. We rarely called out. In fact, rarely used vacation. We were just good employees.
Hell yeah.
We knew our stuff. We knew how to sell things. We knew how to help people. We knew how to communicate. We knew how to use equipment. Like we were dependable employees. And it helps that all three of us were very smart. So all three of us also picked up a lot of information and were able to like do a lot of things for the company. And so and this is like a family owned business, so it's like it's very homey vibes most of the time. Obviously companies change over time, and it got a little weird towards the end of my time there, but the child wanted a job and had asked me and my buddy and our manager, our old manager, for a reference. And I told them, not the child, I told my employer, no. And same thing with my buddy, and same thing with the manager. No. But they saw the resume, saw that they were connected to us. He still used us as a reference,
Oh, great.
and he got the job.
I mean, I would blame the employer because you told them no, right?
Yeah, we told them no. Like, I told them that he's not reliable. That was the first thing I said. It's not reliable. No. I don't know what the other two said, but they did say no. Like, we don't want the child here.
Yeah.
But they still hired him, and they put him with my buddy in the same department. And this was like the last week I was working there. The last 2 weeks I was working there. But ended up working, like got through training, and then started calling out again. And this is after I left. I would get texts from the other two guys about, hey, did you say yes? Like, did you actually say yes to this guy? And I was like, no. I said no. He's like, why the fuck does he work here? Because he's been calling out every other day. And he's making us all look bad because of the association from our previous job.
Again, that's weird because the employer should have already known, right? Like all three of you said no.
The thing
So,
is,
it's on them.
our store manager got fired a couple of weeks after that, or a couple months after that. And so they ended up just blaming us for being associated.
That's stupid.
I don't know. One of my old manager still, I think, works there because it was just good. It was good money for the job that we were doing. It was really good money, really good benefits. Like, just worked out for him. Like, I'm glad for him. Like
Mhm.
he's doing really well. Buddy of mine went on to a different place, but he's also doing pretty well too. Obviously, I'm in a completely different field now. I'm an engineer, I guess, but the child's still a child. I live near him. I have seen his family. I've seen him when I'm walking my dog, or my old dog, and now my new dog, my pups, who is sleeping. But like it's weird to see that nothing's changed
Yeah.
for the child.
It is what it is. Honestly, like you, I did have expectations. Like you would do better. But
Change.
yeah, the child is just comfortable. I feel like uh, where they're at right now, they're being babied, and they don't want to put in the effort to be better. They're comfortable where they're at without responsibilities, and it is what it
Um,
is. It is what it is.
I have a lot to say
Go ahead.
off the podcast, but I will say I know that he will never uh take the first steps
Nope.
to not be babied. It's what he wants.
Can't do it forever.
And when it comes to the point where he can no longer do that, it's going to be a very rude awakening.
Oh yeah.
But that's all I'll say for now.
I mean, I thank him for introducing us.
Yeah. It's not all bad. I mean, like I said,
Like,
me and him were close. We made some good memories. We finished a really rough draft of a first season of a show that we wanted to make eventually. At the end of the day, it is what it is. He chose his way in life, and it is what it is. What were you saying, Harpreet?
that was it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, uh, I don't regret meeting him. You know, same thing. Like he introduced me to you two, and that was great. At least we're still all friends to this day, and I'm sure we'll be friends for years to come, until they close down Smite. In which case, we have to find something else to
They're never gonna
become
close down
refugees for.
Smite 2.
I hope so.
Smite 2 exists. It's doing better than ever.
But yeah, no. I can only wish the best for him, right? I can only hope that he grows up and he wants to achieve something. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe he is achieving something right now. Um, I haven't spoken to the child in so long, so who knows if he actually did get a wake up call and he's moved on. I won't know because he refuses to talk to me.
Same.
So yeah, I'm done giving him an olive branch. Now it's his turn to offer his hand, and who knows how long it might take? It might be years, it might be decades, it might be at our deathbeds. But when he's ready, I won't mind listening, hearing him out. And then we circle back to the main topic after a few tangents.
I mean, it's all related back
It
to
is. It is. We are
relationships.
related. It is related to the
We are related.
we're all brothers and sisters in this world. But
I mean, if
no.
you go back far enough, we're related.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Whatever, weirdo. It's all related to the concept of relationships, bonds, and that matter. Um, it changed, right, from our conveniences held up by uh, sorry, our relationships bonds held by convenience, and the answer I feel like has come to no. It's just the drive to want to keep those relationships up, whether it's for different reasons, right? It could be convenience, right? It's inconvenient to text you for some reason, even though it takes like 2 seconds. Could be circumstance, right? Uh, could be life. You never know, right? There's so many different things that affect which bonds or relationships remain and which ones fall apart. Right. Harpreet, thoughts?
Totally.
He's far away now. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I think the main message here is like what Harpreet said, and I couldn't agree more. It's you choose at the end of the day which bonds and relationships you want to keep, right? Uh, like after like there's like the forced bond, right, where you're doing schoolwork, you're doing a project, you're at work or something, you're forced to be on a team. It's up to you to choose if you want to continue that bond once the forced time together ends, right? Like in the time that you did know each other, do you think it would be convenient, fun, acceptable, enjoyable to continue that bond, that relationship afterwards, Or would your lives clash too much? Would your personalities, lives, interests clash too much where it becomes inconvenient or undesirable? Sorry, I almost burped. At the end of the day, we, viewer, listener, as individuals, must make that decision. And then again, if you're putting in all the work, is it still worth it to maintain that bond or relationship? It's all introspective if you look at it that way. Like what you're willing to do, what you're willing to put up for a bond or relationship. Are you okay being the one initiating every single time? Are you okay being the one to contact, like Harpreet, more often than a quote unquote a average person would? Are you willing to put in the effort? And are you willing to see the effort not reciprocated? Or what levels of effort are you willing to put up with? Whether it's 10%, 50%, matching your energy completely. All introspective, I think. What say you? We'll start with Ali this time. What say you?
I agree. I think it's purely based on the people, the person, yourself, and how long you're willing to potentially put up with dry responses or
Or the cold shoulder.
the cold shoulder and until you're finally like, maybe this person isn't worth it to me. Um, yeah, I think it's subjective.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, good. Harpreet, your thoughts?
I mostly agree. It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's your personal choice.
At the end of the day, we all agree with that aspect of it's the choice.
It's whether you want to put the effort, whether you want to wait for the other person's effort, whether you just want to gradually distance yourselves, or if you just want to be friends over social media, because that's
acceptable in
another way.
today's age.
That's acceptable, and yeah. I mean, it's up to you.
It's a choice. Man, what a way to end it. What a way to describe it at the very end. My thoughts, going from the original like way I worded it to like our final thoughts on the map. Truly something else. But we're nearing our time. Is there anything else you two wish to talk about on this topic that gained a lot more traction than I thought it would?
I think it was a very good topic.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Next time, Harpreet, you come up with the topic? Actually, has Ali come up with a topic yet?
But I gotta do it.
That's right, Ali. You gotta put in some effort too.
You
I'm not
aren't
good at
just a
using my
gator.
brain.
You have to figure something out.
I'll figure something out.
And with that, I think we've hit the nail on the head for this topic. I love that topic, right? It was far more fruitful than I was anticipating. Harpreet, what do you think? Agree, disagree?
It's a good topic, but we We really need sponsors. Smite, please hire
Dude,
us. Give us
I'll
money.
take anyone that's not selling questionable items is all I'll say. And by questionable, I mean illegal. All right. I know there's been.
I take illegal items.
Okay. Well. All right. You're the editor, so if you want to leave that in, by all means. um. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I mean, there's been. If you've heard of Meat Canyon, I think it's like Papa Meat Channel was sponsored by something called Bad Dragons. It sounds cool, but that's just a dildo shop, and I'd be willing to be sponsored by them too. It's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
But with that being said, it looks like we're nearing our time. Ali, if you will.
It has been lovely once again, dear listeners. What do you think about the topic we talked about today? What are your thoughts? With
Like,
that,
comment, and subscribe.
like, comment, subscribe,
And all that
and
jazz.
we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. I love doing that at the end. I won't stop.
We're not using our full names. They don't know who you are.
Yeah, but they know me. I'm the daddy guy, and now I'm gonna be the least popular.
No, I think they hate me more than you.
Why do they hate you? You've done nothing wrong.
Because
Oh,
I'm a
because you shit on
know-it-all.
my bed. No, I hate you too.
And yeah, I shit on your bed. Also, I get my dog to shit on your bed. So
Okay,
it's,
well.
double trouble.
I hope that's on the podcast. I hope that gets put in somewhere that you and your dog apparently shit on
I'm
my
the
bed.
editor. I can fix it.
I'm gonna start recording these on my own too, as just like a leverage.
Yeah, and you know what? You have the right to.
I have the right to. Jesus.